When I was a kid, I loved music. I had my first record when I was 3, my first album when I was 6, and I'd collected records for years. But at the very beginning of 1991, I lost my business. And to scrabble about to earn a living, I bought a market stall and went about selling all of my records and my VHS video collection in order to keep food on the table. The biggest thing about selling those records and videos that I had back at the time was that I felt an emotional loss. As someone would come up to me and buy those records, videos and CDs and what I had at the time, I could have cried because I felt like I was selling a part of myself. I started to rebuild my collection as I started to get back on my feet. But when my marriage ended and I moved away in 2009, I lost my record collection and all my music and stuff again. And whilst I was shattered at actually selling my collection before, rebuilding it has been an eye-opener and really joyful. And let me tell you why. I buy albums and records that mean something to me, that have an emotional feeling to them. And the same with films. My collection of DVDs that I've built up and Blu-rays over the time are now a reflection of exactly what I love. I won't buy anything just for the sake of buying it. I only buy and keep things that I really want and things that mean a lot to me. You see, I used to like going out and buying records, and I'd go to a record shop and flip through, and that would look good, and that would look good, and that would look good. As I'm getting older, I've realised that I used to buy things, play them once, watch the film once, put it in the shelf, and that's where it would stay. But I no longer want to do that. The albums you see behind me, the CDs, downstairs my DVDs and all that sort of thing, every one of them has been curated as opposed to collected. I only buy albums now, and I only buy CDs and films or anything that I pick up that I want actually. I buy them because they mean something to me. I actually want to keep them. No longer do I just go out and buy for the sake of buying, because I used to. Now, everything's intentional and with purpose. It's true that a lot of the things that I love and had before are available on streaming sites. But streaming sites don't cut it for me. Yes, they're very easy and it's nice and convenient to just click on it and play, but there is something about getting a record out of yourself, looking at the cover, reading the liner notes, putting it on the record player and dropping that needle on the record. Or getting a film out that I've loved for years and just looking at the artwork, putting the DVD into the tray and just waiting for it all to start. There's something special about that, you know. And that's probably the reason I've collected again. Not to the fact that I just have them in the shelves, but the fact that they all mean something to me. Do I buy them all new? Of course I don't. I've not made of money. There are various sources that I use to hunt down the music that I like. One of the big ones for me is charity shops. In America, I think they call them Goodwill. But there are a load of charity shops where I live, in the town where I live. When I go in there, I often come out with a handful of CDs or DVDs or records or something that I've really, wow, these are ones I really like. The other places, one of the places I used to buy, particularly in lockdown, and I still think it's probably a good place to buy, is off Facebook Marketplace. Used to get a load from there. And then, of course, one of the newest ways I come across things, this is more of a taking in a lump of it, if you like. There are loads of recycle sites. There is one where I live that I go to often, and you can get a big collection. Usually I pick up DVDs and Blu-rays. These, I pick up all of whatever there is. And what I generally do is keep the ones that mean something to me, and the rest, I'll perhaps watch them. And in watching them, I may see one that I really, really enjoyed, and I'll keep that. But the rest, I turn back into a charity shop so that they can pass them on to people who, like me, are still collecting records and CDs and films. And you know something? As an aside, there's something about going out and looking for stuff yourself. Going and finding it and picking it up and holding it. There is a pleasure in that that you don't get when you go on Amazon and buy something off of Amazon, or you watch it and stream it. There is that extra, it's a ritual, I suppose, of going out and actually coming across something and your eyes open, you go, wow, I found this. And that's a special thing too. Your record collection, your book collection, your film collection, whatever collection it is, it's a part of you. It's emotional. It tells people a lot about who you are as a person. And the biggest thing of all, of course, is as I look at them, they just bring me joy. When I used to buy records and when I used to buy films and all that kind of thing, I would buy willy-nilly. I have to be honest. I would see something, it would take my fancy, I would buy it, I would put it in the shelf, I'd go back and play it and realise the mistake that I'd made. And I think a lot of us do that. We pick up stuff because it's popular at the time. But the difference now, curating, if you like, building your own personal library, is that everything has meaning. I can look at that collection of records behind me. I can go downstairs and look at my DVDs. And as I flick through, memories come flooding back. Where I saw that film, the record shop that I went in and bought that record originally, or how this album meant so much to a group of us. The fact that you have it says so much about your life. It doesn't matter that the things in my collection may not appeal to anybody else, but they do to me, then they will to you when you get your own collection. My collection is my little museum, if you like. It tells a story of me that streaming couldn't do, whether it be Spotify, whether it be Netflix, Disney Plus, or whatever it is. A playlist on Netflix of what you've saved to watch is not the same as being able to go and pick up that bunch of DVDs or Blu-rays or 4K or whatever it is and go, these mean something to me. It's really funny that when I went out looking and I came across albums that I love, I go back to music because it was my first love, but when I go back to it and I find albums that were my first love, I can pick it up and be transported back to a time, to a certain time, to a certain place. It brings back memories of people and things that you were doing at the time. That's how much they meant to me. And finding those particular ones again, wow. What's more, if you stream your favourite films, you're paying out for them on a rental basis and you have nothing of value. By buying these and those and whatever I've got, they have a monetary value. So they could be sold on, probably not in my lifetime, but by somebody in time will sell them on for money and they have a value. The value for me is priceless. I did talk about in a video a way back selling these, but do you know what? I couldn't do it. I kept putting it off. In my head, I said, sell them, bring some money in. But in my heart, nah, couldn't do it. And so I'm still with these records. I still add to them every now and again. Not too often, mind, but I do add to my films. I love my films and my TV series, so they stay with me. They're important. If I was in your shoes and you have disposed of those things in the past, I would curate yourself a little collection. It doesn't have to be massive, but there are parts of your life, there are stories of your life. There will be times when you listen to a record on the radio and you hear a song and it takes you back to something really important. Maybe collect them again. Keep your own important little collection. And I promise you this, it will bring you more joy than you will ever realise. And if you click up there, I'm going to talk to you about my favourite album and what it means to me and the joy that it's brought me over the years. I will see you in the next video.